Almost every Christian woman wants to be married. I mean, who doesn't want that Ruth and Boaz kind of love? Was that even really a love story? Can we not do this right now? Debate somebody else about that topic, because for the sake of this video, it's a love story. And today I'm going to offer up some advice to my fellow sisters in Christ who are looking for some. It's kind of ironic how they're getting advice from a girl who never thought she would be married. 1, just because he's Christian doesn't mean he's for you. Now, I recently created a video, which you should definitely check out if you haven't, where I told a quick story time about how I was in college and I had a crush on a Christian boy, but it seemed like he was only Christian by name because, and spoiler alert, he ended up bragging about how he would have a threesome. Doesn't sound very Christian-like to me. Well, a lot of the things we say and do in ignorance aren't very Christian-like, which is why we extend grace, correct? But come now. Let's be discerning. There are certain standards that men ought to be held to. Things that just make sense. Just as we as women are held to the same standard. And even entertaining that thought as a man of God is a big no-no. Even if you're not, that's just no-no. Now let's entertain another situation. There may be a man who is wholly dedicated to God, but your personalities don't mesh well. You don't really seem to click together as people. Or something else may be happening that makes it apparent that the two of you are just not in sync. I believe it's okay to be practical about finding a partner that you're intending to spend the rest of your life with. And if you guys don't necessarily get along as people, it's beyond the faith, beyond just being Christian, don't force it just because he is a Christian. You want to make sure you're compatible. Not saying that everything has to be perfect and lined up and in sync, because Kevin and I, we're different in some ways, but that's what makes our relationship work. 2, and this is an important one, don't idolize marriage while being single. I know it's hard not to idolize something you really want, trust me. We all do it without realizing it sometimes. But there is a problem with putting something on a pedestal, especially if you're putting it above God. Without even being aware, you start to romanticize this idea of the thing you want. In this case, marriage and having a husband. And that is really harmful. It doesn't prepare you for the realities of the uglies you're bound to have. Because nothing is perfect. And you learn that with every experience in your life. Also, God said he wants no idols. No idols above him. If he knows you're idolizing something, he knows your heart is not in the best place right now to receive it. Even if it's something that's good for you or beneficial for you and beneficial to people around you. Try to position your heart in a place where you can acknowledge your desire, but you are accepting of God's timing. And believe me, marriage was never something I idolized. I never even thought I was gonna get married. But there are things in my life that I have idolized and wanted and desired ever since I was a little girl for years. And I still haven't received that. The Lord has been constantly renewing my mind to allow me to realize that without him, whatever I desire means absolutely nothing. If God is not first, nothing matters. And lastly, ladies, please carry yourselves as if you are already a wife. As if you're a wife already. Stop acting single. And you'll understand what I mean. This goes for the way you talk, the company you keep, the way you dress, the mindset you carry. Everything about you, everything can give way or give signs to if you're carrying yourself as if you are already a wife. Proverbs 31 is a really good book, a very famous and popular book to look into and read. But whenever your husband walks into your life, let's try to be ready for it. Like, be ready for him. And I'm not saying you have to be perfectly presented. That is impossible. You're never going to be perfectly anything, okay? There's always going to be areas in your life where you need refining, where you need help, where you need a little pruning, you know? God is never going to be done with you, ever, till the day he comes back. That's when. But you don't need to be in some worldly club every weekend. You don't need to be having drinks at a bar with your friends every night. You don't need to wear revealing or skimpy clothes to feel good about yourself or get somebody else's attention. You don't need to do that. Your body is God's temple whenever you decide to accept him into your vessel. So from the way we walk, to the way we talk, to the things we wear, to the things we eat, to the company we're around, we need to be mindful of the environment we have the Lord's temple around and how we're presenting it to men who are looking for their wives. But a quick last tip, make yourself available. You know, like there's not a problem to make yourself available, to engage in conversations with people, to go out, to go to the church gathering, to go to a concert. There's nothing wrong with that. Make yourself available. You're not gonna find a husband if you're locked in your room all day and talk to no one. Isn't that how you found yours?